Cześć! Trzeci dzień targów. Dzisiaj przyszykowaliśmy dla Was kilka niespodzianek. Na pewno pójdziemy spotkać się z autorem gry Simurgh, której recenzję mieliście okazję niedawno zobaczyć na naszym blogu. Na pewno też pójdziemy zobaczyć grę, która bardzo interesuje Kubę. To jest gra o produkcji filmowej. Na pewno porozmawiamy też z jej autorem i co więcej, zobaczymy. Przed Wami wydawnictwo Gotha Games, włoskie wydawnictwo, a obok mnie stoi Alessadnro Lala, który opowie nam o ich najnowszej grze Expo 1906. Hi Alessadnro. Could you tell us about your new game?
Yes, Expo 1906 is the new game, a new board game we published this year. It's a game about building the greatest inventions of 2 centuries ago.
This is a game for geeks, right?
It's a game of medium complexity, so it's not a family game, but it can satisfy both the medium type of gamers as well as the very hard ones. The game, normally a game is between 1 hour and 1 hour and a half. You can play from 1 to 4 players, so we have special rules for solo mode. You can play alone, you can play with another guy, or you can play 3 or 4, so it's pretty scalable.
Great. Could you tell us about mechanics?
Yes, the game is a combination, in terms of mechanics, it's a combination of tile placement as well as strategic management, because you have to manage a team of scientists building these inventions, and you have to accommodate these projects in a laboratory which has a very tight space. So you have really to place your tiles thinking carefully what you do. And on top, you have to manage some actions you have during the game, invest in technologies improvements. So you have to look at what the other players are doing, exploit your position in the game, and at the same time keep an eye on your laboratory.
Jedno z większych polskich stoisk na Essen, wydawnictwo G3, przed nami Ludwika Przybylska. Macie aż raz, dwa, trzy, 4 nowe gry.
Tak, zgadza się. 4 nowości na tegorocznych targach w Essen. Stinky Business, Across Africa, Take a Train and Robotics.
Dobrze, opowiedzmy o nich po kolei, bo chyba naszym widzom jeszcze o nich nie mówiliśmy. Zacznijmy od Stinky Business.
Tak, czyli jak stać się potentatem śmieciowym, jak przerabiać nikomu niepotrzebne odpady, śmieci na naprawdę dochodowy interes, jak zbijać na tym naprawdę największy biznes, ponieważ podtytuł Stinky Business, Clean Money, to rzeczywiście czyste pieniądze na brudnym interesie.
Dobrze, a Cross Africa?
Tak, tutaj mamy z kolei do czynienia z grą kooperacyjną, rzeczywiście stworzoną dla młodszych dzieci już od 6 roku życia. Gra kooperacyjna, wiadomo, wszyscy grają razem, nie ma tutaj elementu, że ktoś przegra, dziecko się rozpłacze i po prostu czar z dobrej zabawy prysł. Jest tam też wariant, gdzie gracze ścigają się do mety, ale podstawowy to rzeczywiście jest wariant kooperacyjny. W czasie podróży po Afryce dzieci robią zdjęcia napotykanym zwierzętom, ale od czasu do czasu przeszkadza im w tym ciekawska żyrafa albo bardzo natrętny lemur i wtedy rzeczywiście zdjęcia są trochę mniej warte.
Gra jest o tyle ciekawa, że została zaprojektowana przez tatę i syna.
Tak, rzeczywiście. Wiktorek Piskorek, który jest współautorem tej gry, miał tylko 7 lat, kiedy ją tworzył. Więc to jest naprawdę ewenement, jeśli chodzi o nasze wydawnictwo, gdzie rzeczywiście dziecko stworzyło grę dla dzieci.
Super. Następna nowość, coś dla fanów pociągów, nowa gra Wioli Kijowskiej i Marcina Robka, Take a Train.
Tak, rzeczywiście. Twoja kolej, jeśli chodzi o polskie tutaj tłumaczenie gry. Tutaj z kolei zbijamy majątek na inwestycjach w tabór kolejowy. Jeśli chodzi o lokomotywy albo wagony, jest tutaj 6 aż rodzajów aukcji.
I ostatnia gra, najmniejsza, zagranicznego autora.
Tak, Michał Baudin, Holender, który wydaje swoją grę Robota X właśnie w naszym wydawnictwie. To jest z kolei bardzo prościutka, szybka gra karciana, gdzie tworzymy własnego powiedzmy automatycznego pomocnika domowego. Dzięki grze Robot X nigdy więcej nie musimy sprzątać.
Przed Wami Rosset, autor gry Between Two Cities, które wydało wydawnictwo Stonemaier Games. Hi Ben!
Hi, thanks for having me.
Could you tell us about your game?
Absolutely. Between Two Cities is a city building and tile drafting game for 3 to 7 players that takes about 20 or 25 minutes to play. In the game, you are building 2 cities, one with the player to your left and one with the player to your right. So you're in 2 partnerships during the game. At the end of the game, you get 2 scores, one for each city that you help build, but you only get to have the points for your lower scoring city. So you have to put equal amounts of attention into both of your partnerships.
It's so easy.
Thank you very much. At the end of the game, there's only one winner though. Even though you have the partnerships, there's only one winner. The person with the highest amount of points from their lower scoring city is the one that wins.
A oto stoisko wydawnictwa Golden Egg, które przyjechało tutaj z 2 premierami. Stoi obok mnie autor 2 gier, o których zaraz Wam opowiemy. Elad Goldsteen. Hi Elad.
Hello.
You designed 2 games.
Yeah, we got Primetime and Rome Rise to Power.
Can you tell us about this game?
Yeah, Primetime is a 2 to 4 player game about playing as a TV executive. What you're trying to do in this game is to make money.
Great.
Yeah, so the best player at the end of the game will be the number 1 network and win the game. So
Is it family game?
you know, it's quite funny you ask that because in Germany they tell it's a family game, but other countries it's like I don't know, it's on a 4 scale from 1 to 5 and on heaviness. So I would describe it as a gamer's game more than a family type game. Rome will be the family type game that you can play with everybody. So, but it's still 2 to 4, 90 minutes. It's a very approachable. After you learn the rules, it's very intuitive. So you can play it very, very, very quickly. So the main theme about Primetime that you have your own TV guide, and you try to get an assembly of good shows and compose them with talents that support those shows. And those shows will probably do well if you compose them well. They will attract more demographics, and then you will get more ratings, and then you will get more money.
And what about Rome?
Rome is a more family type game. It's also 2 to 4, 45 to 60 minutes about playing like about royal families in the late Republic and getting the transition into the great Roman Empire. So you try to expand Rome, get good shows in the games, gladiators, stuff like that, and get those politicians under your wing so you can win, get more points, more resources into the market, and more control over regions, new provinces to conquer and stuff like that. So it's a really, you do a lot of inside the game. But it's driven by those dice mechanics that called Rise to Power system. It's a very clean one that everybody can understand, and it can be played very, very fast.
Bardzo ciekawe stoisko. Japan Brand to jest coś takiego jak nasza Polish Publishing League, czyli skupisko wielu wydawnictw z Japonii. Przed Wami Lundström. Sorry. You always bought so many different games. What you get in this year?
Well, this year we have a lot of games. We have 20 over games. The reason we bring weird games is that there's I told this to a lot of people, so a lot of people already know this. But Japon Brand isn't a publisher per se. We are a collective of small independent designers, most of them consisting of one person who is the developer, the designer, and the publisher. And we are sort of coming here together, and all these guys are bringing their best game or their latest game, which that's why our lineup is so weird, right? Because it's just based on personal preferences. If somebody wants to make a game about idols, they bring that, and we don't care. And if they want to make games about stones, they bring that, and we don't care. I mean, we don't ask questions. We just feel that everybody should bring what they feel is good and what they are proud of having made. So it can be anything. We don't have a policy.
Great. Which one of your games in this year is already sold out?
The first one to sell out was Sheep and Thief, I believe. It was a lot of buzz about that right before the fair. Then Vampire Raider is sold out. Hanafuda, the traditional Japanese card game, is sold out. And now I see that 8 Epics has sold out as well. And Time Bomb has sold out. So we had 5 sold out games out of 20, so we have many left.
Przed Wami niespodzianka. Michał Krzywicki z Trójmiasta, ze sklepu i z wydawnictwa Baldar.
Tak, pochodzimy z Trójmiasta, od 2 czy 3 lat właściwie prowadzimy sklep internetowy, a w tym roku mamy swoją premierę w postaci Cthulhu Światy.
To jest absolutna nowość, unboxing, dopiero co wyszedł z produkcji.
Tak, wczoraj dopiero żeśmy odebrali w Essen kilka egzemplarzy i no, niesamowite.
Kiedy gra będzie w sprzedaży?
Gra będzie w sprzedaży w przyszłym tygodniu, będziemy rozsyłać do sklepów i do klientów już bezpośrednio.
To jest Wasza pierwsza gra, ale na pewno nie ostatnia.
Tak, to jest nasza pierwsza gra, a w przyszłym roku będziemy wydawać grę Chicago 1920. Jest to gra o prohibicji, zaprojektowana przez chłopaków z Destroy, przez Michała i Jarka. Ta gra jest teraz w fazie, no pracujemy nad grą. I ta gra opowiada o prohibicji w Chicago w latach 20. Z takimi mechanikami jak hand management czy chociażby area control, a również mam nadzieję w przyszłym roku, znaczy jestem tego pewny, że w przyszłym roku pojawi się też moja gra mojego autorstwa Felonia. To jest gra osadzona w świecie, w takim historycznym świecie fantasy, jest to karcianka też z negatywną interakcją od tutaj będzie, nie wiem czy da się, ale od 2 do 6 osób.
Przed Wami Jeroen Daumen z wydawnictwa Splotter. Hi.
Hello.
You have a new game for geeks. It's a hard game.
Yes, for the first time in 3 years we managed to finish this game. We've been working at it all the time. It's called Food Chain Magnate. It's a game about building up your own restaurant chain in 50s America.
Okay. How long takes a game?
The game will take 2 to 4 hours for the full game.
4 hours.
Yes, like many of our other heavier games. But we also have an introductory variant where you can get acquainted with the basic mechanisms in the game. That will take a little bit less, but still certainly 90 minutes or more if you play it the first time.
Great. Could you tell us more about mechanic?
Yes, definitely. So there's a couple of mechanisms in there, and the first one is well, as it can be called, well, hand building or tableau building. So you start out as just a CEO. You have no clue about how a restaurant works. But you open your first restaurant, and the only skill you have is you can hire a person. Of course, that's very important to get good staff. So you can go out, hire persons, and later on you can also train them to be more proficient in the job they do. So you get a whole hand of personnel, some of which, or maybe I should say most of which, you also need to pay salaries. And of course you need to make that money by selling fast food to people. But as I said, it's 50s America. Nobody has ever heard of a burger yet. So you first need to do some marketing in order to tell people, hey, there's burgers, they're great, they're delicious, come and eat them. But your marketing people aren't the smartest because they do exactly as you told them. So they print up the nice big billboard with great burgers, but they don't have the name of your restaurant on them. So the people who read that will go to the most convenient restaurant that sells burgers or whatever they want, pizzas and the drinks they want. And that can be yours, it can also be somebody else's.
A oto Pierluca Zizzi, autor gry Simurgh, którą ostatnio dla Was recenzowaliśmy. Hi Pierluca.
Hi.
Can you tell us about a game, about idea?
Oh, it's not so simply because the game was born with a complete different ideas. It was a game about dinosaur. So there were a lot of dinosaurs in the first version of the games, but the main mechanics was the same. In the first version, you may place other tiles, as in this version, but was completely another ambient. So it was a civilization game similar to this, but with more resources and other ideas. For example, the publisher, the evil publisher, no, it's a beautiful publisher, have cancelled me one that was in the first version. These are the ideas, one mechanics that give direct evil interaction between player. So there was some crises that are not present in this version. So this was very different. My principal idea of the game was I want to make direct influence of the game with new board. So this was very important for me.
Jesteśmy na stoisku wydawnictwa Breaking Games. Przed nami Shari Spiro, odpowiedzialna za szaleństwo. Hi Shari, you're the one responsible for the kitten madness.
Well, I'm the one who printed the Kitten Madness. My clients actually came up with the concept, and my company, Ad Magic, printed it.
Okay. You have a lot of small party games, but you have also a big King's Abbey game, which is on Kickstarter. Actually, we kick it also.
Yes, we're expanding our line now to some more strategic games, including the party games, and King's Abbey is one of them.
Okay. So, what you have here in Essen?
Well, we have about 30 games with us today. Some of the new ones are Letter Tycoon, which won Mensa. It's a combination of Scrabble and Monopoly, where you own the patents for the alphabet. Our newest one, which isn't printed yet, is Infamous the Pirate Game. And that features a real treasure chest with real coins and some of the most beautiful pirate artwork you've ever seen. Right behind me I have Boomtown Bandits. This is a Western-themed game about having a shootout with dice and tokens. You try to capture different parts of the town. Very action-packed game. We have Billionaire Banshee, which is a game where you try to decide whether you're going to date or deny a person with different perks, which is positive attributes, or quirks, which is negative attributes. And we have a game called Poop the Game. Well, Poop is a very popular seller, also called, I think, Kaku in German. I'm not really sure. Game of Phones. Today we're also selling Cards Against Humanity. And we also are carrying, let's see what else we have. Besides Exploding Kittens, we have a game called Game of Phones. Game of Phones you can play while you're on your phone. A whole group of people find different things on their phone and compete to come up with the best thing, and then the judge awards them cards. We also have a game called Bad Medicine, which features funny drug names and funny interactions with drugs. We have the new Pairs, which is by James Ernest, a Western themed also. And then we have one of my favorites, which is Circular Reasoning, which is a round board, and you try to get to the center by jumping through doorways. So we have a lot of different games.
Stoisko Ravensburgera, jednego z największych wydawców gier planszowych na świecie, który zawsze zaskakuje nas czymś nowym. W tym roku są to olbrzymie statki 3D, do których są podłączone słuchawki. Muszę przyznać, że kompletnie nie mam bladego pojęcia, o co chodzi, ale chętnie to sprawdzę, bo osoby grające wyglądają na naprawdę rozbawione, więc chętnie sprawdzę, zobaczę, co to jest. Kolejny dzień targów zbliża się ku końcowi. Jesteśmy obsypani grami. Pokażemy wam je wszystkie po powrocie do domu. Trochę przesadziliśmy, ale słuchajcie, takie wydarzenie jest raz w roku. Do jutra.